Coastal Hernandez.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me now. So we are live on a severe weather outbreak. What I'm noticing is that we have a row of supercells right here, and this is going to be really like hitting areas at and east of Myrtle Beach over and over again. In fact, earlier we had a tornado warning in Myrtle Beach. Now we have one near North Myrtle Beach, Carolina Shores, for a radar indicated tornado warning. Then also of note, we have a radar indicated tornado warning over here. We have a tornado warning here, also radar indicated. I think that's the 3 tornado warnings we have currently, unless there's one in Florida. Now, one thing, we have a really, really nasty line of storms coming in here. I One sec, I'm just changing the color tables to something that will really show it a little bit better. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a really, really noisy, rainy line of storms with some strong winds heading into Florida that more than likely stretches, I'd say, to at least here. We also have a small observed tornado warning that's staying right along the coast. I am going to be focusing on that in case we reach anyone specifically living coastal areas right there. I think our rotation is right there at the moment. Also, again, going back to the Myrtle Beach supercells really quickly, there is indeed rotation in these. You can't really see it in the one that's currently affecting them because it's too close to the radar. But if you head a couple storms further south, you can see right in here the couplet. And that couplet is certainly showing some very strong rotation. Same goes for the storm just behind that one. looking for some good cameras. I'd really prefer a camera in Myrtle Beach, but I don't think I can find any. Okay, so right here you can see that the camera is shaking. This might be because of really strong winds in this line of thunderstorms. This camera is in Windy Acres Fruitland Park, Florida. And you can really see the camera shaking around a lot. It's either a camera that's insecure or it's really, really windy out there. I mean, either way it's windy, but let's see the wind speed here. Says 15, 13, 11, yeah. Seems to be 60-second gust, 65-minute gust, 29. Doesn't seem that windy in this, according to this. Be sure, if you guys have any questions, do not feel afraid to ask in the chat. I will be answering all questions you guys have. Again, we have from up here, down here, kind of a line of supercells going on, which these will be moving basically northward, a little bit eastward, and we will be seeing those head inland and potentially produce tornadoes. This is also something we are looking at. Very, very snowy up in the upper Midwest. There's been a snowstorm, in fact, elsewhere, a bit of a blizzard. You can really see, you know, like, this is a lake here. If you can't tell, you can see the coastline where my cursor is right now. The coastline of the lake, and you can see that the snow is piling up there, which means that there's obviously ice. 17 degrees and appears to be pretty steady, if not dropping a little. Steady. Tornado warning in near Ocala, Florida. We have a Florida tornado warning, radar indicated. Take shelter now. If you are in cities like Miklintosh. I'm definitely butchering these names and I'm sorry. But yeah. This is a really, really continuous line of thunderstorms. Haven't really seen a line this continuous. It's a little bit less continuous than it was earlier, in fact. Sorry, I didn't mean to select that radar. I just meant to view camera to see if there's anything interesting down there, like damage-wise from last night. I guess not that we can see, at least. Nothing particularly there either. Going back to our tornado warnings. Radar indicated tornado. I think there's some pretty strong rotation in this one. Let me fact check that. There was, I know that, but also we have to worry about a flooding threat from Virginia to Maryland. Sorry if you hear any background noise. Also, sorry if I'm quiet. I'm just trying to analyze what I'm seeing here. I am very interested to see what happens here whenever this storm and this storm begin to go inland, as well as these. This could cause, like a big tornado threat, obviously, with, severe thunderstorms, like heavy winds, maybe even some small hail, but this also seems to be bringing a potentially significant flood threat due to the fact that we keep seeing these storms go through Myrtle Beach, and we will keep seeing them for who knows how long. I mean, if I check this radar, looks like they might be going... Yeah, there's still some cells which could potentially grow as far down as St. Augustine, parallel to St. Augustine. So, could be quite a while left. Those, mind you, are very small cells, so they probably won't grow into something, but we need to keep an eye on everything that's in this extremely favorable environment. Radar indicated, radar indicated, radar indicated. Right now we have 4 tornado warnings. Radar indicated, radar indicated, radar indicated, radar indicated. But we have 15 severe thunderstorm warnings, many of which with the tornado possible tag and 70-mile-per-hour winds, other ones with 60-mile-per-hour winds, perhaps with a tornado tag. No severe thunderstorm warnings with a hail threat right now. Hello, real-time storms. Again, we just have this like large cluster of supercells, which I'd say moderately concerned about. Hello, weather with Eli. We also have, yeah, we just have basically quite a few tornado warnings. Down in Florida, we currently have one. Florida actually issued a few state of emergencies. We got about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts over here in East Georgia. Yeah, not surprising. There were quite a few reports of 70-mile-per-hour winds. Very, very lightning active storms too, and also the Gulf Coast of Florida is getting slammed by storms, which I've seen. I heard Ryan Hall y'all earlier say that he thinks is going all the way to Merida or perhaps to Cancun. The line of storms is. That sounds a little bit far-fetched to me, but he might not be wrong. I was thinking more like here. But, state of emergency for a rotating column of air. How about that? Yes, is one way if you want to put it, but, yeah, there were lots of tornadoes. Storm Prediction Center made a new statement for the Day 4 outlook for more strong tornadoes and high winds, so possibly another enhanced risk. Yeah, probably so. And I will be providing live coverage on that, so if any of you guys are interested in that, subscribe. Click the subscribe button down below. I just saw the click the subscribe button down below thing on my live, and that was funny and cringe, honestly. Moving on, again, we do have typical southern winter. Yep. We do have this storm heading inland, and I'm interested in what is to unfold with these storms further south. Because if these keep heading toward the same area, there could be a very significant flooding threat, especially along the coast here. And if these things keep up their rotation, we could be seeing a significant flooding threat as well. These will also pack a punch with wind and lots of lightning strikes. Each one of these are in they're going to be in an extremely favorable environment with extreme wind shear, to potentially, to potentially produce a tornado whenever they get to the United States coast. Let's see how the rotation of these storms is looking. Let's also get a better, nope, private information. Let's also get another color table. This works. Okay, so there is definitely, this storm kind of reminds me of a derecho in winter. Yeah, a little bit. It's a lot more tornadic though. Right in here, there's a couplet with some rotation. Then down here, there might be something that's a little bit too far for the radar to detect it, but these two spots are worth noting, especially the one I circled second and pointed an arrow towards. Hello Nightbot, thanks for joining the stream. What in the... Well, I'm gonna not look at that chaos and look at a camera. Again, looks very, very windy, but like the wind speeds that are being recorded on this are really not that notable. It's just south of where it's really severe. See, if you head just north of it, there is actually a tornado warning, radar indicated, and a tornado possible tag on a severe thunderstorm warning. That has 60-mile-per-hour winds. So, let's see here. Brooklyn, Wisconsin, seeing a very, very snowy scene out there where there is currently a snowstorm. You think a moderate risk could play out on Friday? No, I'm not going to say yes or no yet. It's a little bit too far out for me to say, but I definitely think an enhanced is a given. But yeah, very, very snowy scene out here. Now, this is a camera I've liked to show quite a bit, on stream. So this, oops. Sorry about that. This right here is a lake, and you can see the snow depth, but like right where my cursor is right now, that is basically that's the coast of the lake. Very, very icy lake, obviously, and you can really see that the snowstorm has built up quite the pile of snow. We still have winter storm warnings for 3 to 5 inches of snow with winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. That's not a snowstorm, although it is more than we've seen the past 2 years. That is actually a snowstorm. Bruh. See, right here, you can see the winter storm warning. And over here, there was a blizzard. It's not about the amount of snow, it's about, you know, like the whiteout conditions, the wind speed, stuff like that. It was barely snowing whenever I showed you the camera, but it was snowing extremely heavily earlier on. There were whiteout conditions in these areas I'm looking at beforehand, and further west there was a full-blown blizzard with 65 mile per hour winds and up to 12 inches of snow. Moving on from the snow, because there is an extension to this tornado warning, radar indicated still. Potentially a little bit of rotation right in here at Highway 318. I don't think there is one, but there's a tornado on the ground right now, but definitely take cover. Island Grove, Orange Creek Restoration Area, BJ Bar Ranch Conservation Easement, and Orange Springs, Fort Brooke Landing, Hog Valley, Lands End Ranch. Anyone who's in the tornado warning, I'm not going to name all the towns that I see. Anyone in this tornado warning, take cover. See you, Weather with Eli. So I think that this tornado warning is probably gonna end up going expired. Although I do definitely see, let's see here. Yeah, I don't see why they seem to be considering expiring this, but you can probably you could probably get out of the shelter now soon. 7 more minutes. But right in here, I do still think I see a little bit of rotation, maybe. At the Bank of America Stadium, you can see that it is currently raining. Not very severe looking out there right now. So some breezy conditions. A lot of severe weather events hit at night, so yeah, quite possibly. Hopefully not, though, because, you know, nighttime tornadoes equals bad. We currently have 7 tornado warnings: Marion, Florida; Brunswick, North Carolina; Columbus, North Carolina; Horry, South Carolina; uh, Sumter, South Carolina; Union, North Carolina; Marion, Florida; Montgomery and Stanley, North Carolina; Hoke, North Carolina; Cumberland, North Carolina; Lee, North Carolina; Moore, North Carolina; Harnett, North Carolina. And then we have 17 severe thunderstorm warnings. All appear to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds, except one with 70 in areas like Lee, South Carolina. These are beginning to be weakening storms, but we're still seeing the potential for very strong tornadoes as we head later into the evening. As of now, though, the trend is weakening. Let's hope that that continues. Fog. Right now, I would say that I am most concerned in this area because of the rapid development of more storms further south and these storms heading in towards your area. Given that this area is really where I think the majority of our strong tornadoes will be, and it seems like it's pretty in line with the National Weather Service's forecast, I just have a smaller area I have significant confidence in. Now, if you head further south, there is a tornado threat for embedded tornadoes in the QCLS, but there is mainly just a line of windy thunderstorms affecting areas like Florida, Georgia, and this line of storms actually not far from heading out to sea. So hopefully it speeds up, but in a few hours, the main thing we'll be tracking is more significant snowfall and just seeing, or not single site radar, just seeing more radar images like this. As you can see, we have the low pressure system right here, and we are going to be having this blow wind around like that, and this will bring snow almost in a rotation from the upper Midwest over to the Ohio Valley into Ohio, and then over to the Great Lakes, and it'll kind of rotate, and you'll just see this constant chain of snow. Now, in a lot of these areas, it's too warm for the snow to really stick, but we will actually on the 13th see a massive Arctic blast enter that area, and this is not related to this storm, but we are going to be seeing several rounds of snowstorms with temperatures in the single digits and maybe even negatives as far south as Cincinnati, Ohio, maybe Louisville, Kentucky, Richmond, Virginia, areas like that. Back to the severe weather, just want to provide occasional updates for any northerners on our stream. Say hello in chat if you're a northerner, like I am. Yeah, we still have a very, very large complex of storms. In fact, again, down here, strong line of storms. Doesn't look that heavy, like very much heavy rain on radar, but don't get fooled by that. These storms are still packing a punch in lightning and extreme winds of, in heavy winds, I'm not going to say extreme anymore, of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Tornado warning for Myrtle, areas just east of Myrtle Beach, has expired. But I am beginning to get a little bit concerned with this structure. So here's a couple of things I'm noticing. So number one, this thing looks like a bean, and that's very typical of supercell structures. But that typically means, you know, it's a supercell on its own potentially producing a tornado. But also notice this hook, like that. That right in here could be a sign of rotation, which we could be seeing a water spout as we speak. But I'm also noticing that this is almost getting a little bit sheared. So you can see it like stretching the anvil further to the northeast, like this. The wind shear doing that, and if you look at velocity, it might look like wings. Yeah, almost. Not really, but if I draw this, you might kinda see it. So almost, dang it. Well, it no longer looks like wings, but I just wanted to point this out, that this could be potentially bad for it, that it had almost like a wing structure, like this, with one color, and then like this with the other. And typically you want like a couplet, like where it like meets in a specific area like this, which it kind of switched to in the most recent frame. We're seeing, yeah, definitely some rotation in there. Definitely a supercell in our hands. When this heads inland, things might get a bit more intense on our warnings. A new tornado warning just north of Tampa for clear areas like Clearwater, Palm Harbor. If you are in areas such as Indian Rocks Beach, potentially Sarasota, Tampa, you guys are fine. Rivers View, fine, but like this area specifically, Tarpon Springs, East Lake, and Palm Harbor, you guys are under a tornado warning as this line hits you guys on the West Florida coast. Oh yeah. So right here, you notice this couplet. This is where we are seeing our rotation at the moment. Ooh. Tarpon Springs, you guys might get hit with a small brief tornado, honestly. Definitely be taking shelter if you are in a tornado warning. Does not appear to be a CC drop just yet. That's a good thing, by the way, because there's not a CC drop. There isn't evidence on the radar that there is currently flying debris. Still never know, though. Interesting area of rotation right here. Okay, this is beginning to look interesting. The rotation in here is really strengthening. Alright, so again, 4 tornado warnings. Let's go through them each one by one. Oop. Okay, so this one over here has a little bit of rotation near Unwary National Forest. And right in here is our rotation. This tornado warning, it has a tornado possible 60% or 60 mile per hour severe thunderstorm warning with radar indicated rotation. Then moving over here, we have potentially a little bit of rotation right in there. Now let's check if we have a CC drop because it looks potentially strong. I don't think we will, but it's worth checking. Not really. So, might not be debris flying into the air, which is obviously good. Then, this is not a tornado warning area, but this is certainly an area I need to go over. So, right in here, wow, that just went from 10 to 1 really fast. But right in here, there is still some strong rotation. Right here, it's like, yeah, wow. Very, very strong rotation, very, very strong couplet. If it stays strong and keeps moving north, if any of these supercells that you can see, if any of these supercells, there's a row of supercells heading up toward Myrtle Beach area, they all could do that. We will see they're in a very, very favorable environment. Then going through our Florida severe thunderstorm warnings, first of all, or tornado warnings. So first of all, Fruit Cove, you guys have one south of Jacksonville, a tornado warning, radar indicated. Right in here, radar indicated. Our velocity currently in the southern one, some weak rotation right in here. Then there's a more impressive area just to the south of Fruit Cove, where you can see this really kind of strong couplet right here. Then right here you can see our couplet for this last tornado warning that I am going over right now. Where there's some pretty strong rotation near Palm Harbor, East Lake, Tarpon Springs, places like that. And then that was 5 tornado warnings. So this is really what I'm focused on the most, this and then the supercells back behind it. So if we go into reflectivity, you can see that there is an area of supercells right in here. Now, I believe that this might actually go a little bit further south, like into this area, depending upon what our radars will pick up later. But there is either way a row of severe thunderstorms, which could be supercells, all heading in this rough trajectory. So basically, it's going to be heading inland near, between I'd say Charleston and Jacksonville, depending upon the storm. And these supercells could be producing significant EF2 plus tornadoes under certain circumstances, because the conditions are currently extremely favorable for tornadoes in the area they'll be going inland toward. So if you're in the 15% significant or the 10% significant threat in here, definitely watch out. I am most focused in this area, so especially like the coastal areas, but this entire area has my complete focus. For different reasons, like further out west it's for flooding, but if you head further south into Florida, there's quite a few tornado warnings as well down there. 3, which is a fair amount. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado or severe thunderstorm warnings in this row. And then we have in a total in the United States 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings. It's a really, really substantial event. Hopefully it'll go out to sea soon. We just now lost a couple tornado warnings, which is good. Right now we have 3 tornado warnings. This one says the tornado warning will expire at 4, which was just a minute ago, because it has weakened below severe limits, which means it both is no longer producing 60 mile per hour plus winds, but it also is no longer producing a tornado, obviously. So really we have 2 tornado warnings at this point. Tornado radar indicated for both of them. Both of them are in Florida, which I find interesting given the fact that the event is really more up here now. But as you can see here, the National Weather Service updated their outlook to look more like mine, being a little bit closer to the coast with where they think there's particularly a threat. So right here is the tornado warning that has expired. If you are in areas like St. Paul's, Rennert, Rex, Parkton, you can get out of shelter now. I swear it just said that it expired it. Stay in your shelters until 4:15. I think I was looking at a different one. Sorry for the confusion. But yeah. It's definitely a hook right in there. Potentially a little bit of rotation in here where there's a couplet. I'm kind of watching this and this area. And then again, we have our 2 tornado warnings in Florida. They're 12 minutes for the northern one in areas like Fruit Cove, Neptune Beach, Ponte Verde Beach, Green Cove Springs, Orange Park, south of Jacksonville. And then this tornado warning for another 27 minutes in places like Crescent City, Fruitland, Wellica, Pomona Park, Majority, Harris, Carr, Cross Florida, Greenway, places like that. And again, we do have some decent rotation in here. Moving it a little bit further north, you can certainly see some possible rotation. Pretty weak, but possible rotation in here. This also could just be that the line is passing the radar. If you are new here, be sure to like this stream and subscribe and get this out to more people. Again, share and like the stream, and go ahead and go to the link in the description to support me. 75% of the money I make from my store will go towards helping people who got impacted by severe weather and making my channel more reliable and have further reach. This camera is soon going to be into a severe thunderstorm warning, so we will put this up in the corner just so we can see what happens in this severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So we'll just wait. If you're in this tornado warning south of Fayetteville, North Carolina, in places like Lumberton, St. Paul's, Rennert, Rex, and Parkton, Stay in your shelter for 9 more minutes. Just 9 more minutes. I think I saw in on the stream a little bit of lightning. So again, the camera we have in the corner up here is at threat of potentially getting hit by a severe thunderstorm with 60-mile-per-hour winds and maybe even a tornado, because there is a little bit of rotation. If I switch this to the velocity, you can see there's possibly a little bit of rotation in here. So we are keeping a close eye on that camera to see exactly what is verifying and what's not. Be sure to like and subscribe and share the stream to get this out to more people who need this information, and to support people who get impacted by the severe weather today and last night and in the future. Please donate to please donate or buy something from the store. The link is in the description below. It helps us out a lot, and it helps us, build a more reliable channel with further reach, and we donate a lot of that money to people who got hit by severe weather. Oh, and a tornado warning just to the north of this camera. So again, a new tornado warning in areas like the Villages, Bellevue, Altoona, and stuff like in places like that in Florida. We have a camera just south of that area, which could be experiencing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So we are really keeping a close eye on the camera right now. Heavy rain in Bellevue. You guys are going to be seeing heavier and heavier rain, very, very loud thunder with, and take cover now because there is a tornado warning for your area. If you are new to the stream here, hello, we are tracking a significant severe weather event in the southeastern United States, plus a blizzard in the Midwest. Also, everyone, check the description again because I have my store there, and that's where you can get the latest Intrepid Explorer merchandise or weather tools to keep you safe during severe weather. And 75% of the money that we get will be towards helping us get a better reach and more reliability in our weather coverage, and also donating to people who get hit by severe weather. Currently, we have 5 tornado warnings, all of which are radar indicated. 1 in North Carolina, 2 in North Carolina, and 3 in Florida. So these are our tornado warnings in North Carolina. Let's take a look at them really quickly. As you can see here, we have our couplet near Fayetteville. This is where we are seeing a little bit of rotation, which, you know, could be a tornado later down the line. Okay. Oh. A tornado warning is in effect for Tampa. I repeat, a tornado warning is in effect for Tampa. We currently have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over Pinellas Park, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. If you live in Tampa, Florida, take cover now. This is a heavily populated area, which makes me a bit more concerned about this severe thunderstorm, or about this tornado warning. And for any confusion, this camera is not in Tampa. This is in Fruitland Park. I'm trying to get a camera view of the severe thunderstorm that's about to hit them. And again, for anyone new onto this stream, I have to say that there is a tornado warning currently in Tampa. So as you can see here, we have some rotation currently right in here, where there's a little bit of a couplet. And then if you look at the reflectivity, you can see right in here there's a very, very heavy rain, potentially wind of 60 miles per hour. This camera is not from Tampa. This is from Fruitland Park, trying to get this severe thunderstorm footage. I am going to say this one more time, that we currently have a tornado warning in Tampa, just north of St. Petersburg. This is concerning because it's such a populated area. There's a possible embedded tornado in this line of storms. It is not confirmed, it is radar indicated. As you can see in our velocity right here, we have rotation potentially right in there, and this could be heading right for you, Tampa, so take cover now. And just as a disclaimer, again, this camera is not for Tampa. This is for Fruitland Park, I think it is, trying to get severe weather footage, but that severe thunderstorm warning I was trying to get has expired. If any of you guys have any questions, please do not feel afraid to put them in the chat. I will answer them as soon as possible. I'll have this section, you know, like specifically for trying to get as many questions as you guys have answered. So, looking through the chat, we have nothing. Got it. So, moving on with our typical coverage. Let me just work on something on YouTube really quickly. Okay. I'm really focused on the Tampa tornado warning right now, and that's because it's concerning to see a tornado warning so suddenly in such a populated area. Okay, everyone, also, please, in order to get this information into people in Tampa who need this information, please like the stream, subscribe, and share the stream to anyone you know who is in this outbreak. Also, to help people who get hit by the severe weather, please go to my store, which is link is in the description, and pick something up. You'll get either Intrepid Explorer merch, or you can get some weather tools or a safety kit, and you will be donating. You'll be partially donating to people who get hit by severe weather and to improving the reliability of my YouTube channel and getting better reach. So, and again, if you have any questions, do not feel afraid to put them into the chat. I almost think I'm seeing a little bit of a concerning area of rotation right here. That is interesting. They might add another tornado warning for that, I'm not sure. A little bit of technical difficulties that are beginning to give me a chuckle. St. Petersburg has a little bit of rotation near it, which is a bit concerning. If we get 2 tornado warnings right here, that won't be good. Yep, and as I thought, there was indeed a rotation in St. Petersburg. A quite strong rotation at that. Right in here you can see the couplet. This is going to be progressing to the northeast. St. Petersburg, take cover now. This is a dangerous situation. We do not know if it's on the ground. We do not have confirmation right now, But if it is, it's already too late for some people. But I don't think it is, given the way it's looking. My foot fell asleep. Moving on, we do again have okay, so the tornado warning for Tampa has been taken down, but we still have a tornado warning for St. Petersburg. What the? Currently, I think we have three tornado warnings. Our tornado warning for St. Petersburg has been taken down. There is still, I think, a little bit of weak rotation in there, but nothing real significant anymore. Very, very strong rotation right in this area. I think there probably is a water spout, honestly. This rotation seems really, really tight. And also it appears to be strengthening. Oh my. Okay, yep. So we are going to make this camera full screen. And then we are going to record that for future content. So, yeah, the camera that I am looking at in Florida is shaking around a lot. It's going through a very strong gust of wind very clearly. Wow, yeah. We are just going to look at this for a minute. See how crazy it gets. I'm watching that tree over there because I feel like it could potentially fall. Whether or not this thing is getting hit by a tornado, I do not believe it is based upon the radar, but you never know. It might be being hit by at least some kind of vortice. Oh my. Keep an eye on the trees because they could fall. For anyone wondering, this is in Fruitland Park, southeast of the Villages, in Florida, to the northwest of Orlando. Now let's make that full screen again. Oh, and also for anyone wondering, there does not appear to be any. The closest possible rotation, I would say, is in here, which that's not rotation. Just a little bit of clutter on the radar. But if you look at the reflectivity, you can see that the rain's not that heavy. But as I said earlier, just because the rain isn't heavy doesn't mean that the wind isn't strong. Because as you can see here, very, very strong winds, but the rain's not picking up that much on the reflectivity on the radar. And they're still experiencing an extremely shaky camera right here. I'm guessing this is 60 mile an hour winds it's experiencing right now. 60 mile an hour gusts. Maybe. At least probably 50, because if you notice the trees, they seem to be standing up pretty well. And this camera is pretty high up. But definitely I'd say 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts. Probably gonna post that to YouTube really quickly. Post that clip. Looks like I'm gonna record again. Okay. Another tornado warning has been issued for the Tampa area. As you can see here, radar indicated a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Take cover now if you are in Tampa. I think I said Orlando a minute ago, so sorry about that. I meant Tampa. But yeah, as you can see on reflectivity, extremely heavy rain. But the main thing to note is on velocity, you can see a little bit of rotation in right here. And then you can see the rotation in there, really strong-ish couplet. And this will be going to the northeast. Take cover now if you are in Tampa, Riverview, Port Tampa, MacDill Air Force Base. Also, there's potentially a very extraordinarily broad and weak rotation back here. Sorry guys, I'm just posting something on YouTube. Alright, again, a tornado warning for Tampa. Right now, we have 3 tornado warnings. There is one for Brunswick and New Hanover, North Carolina. But the tornado warning for these areas will expire at 4:45, which is in 2 minutes, because either the storm has moved out of the area, therefore will be allowed to expire. However, heavy rain is still possible with this thunderstorm. And again, our camera's still going crazy, but not as crazy as it was earlier. This coastal tornado warning is the one that only has 2 minutes left, near areas like Southport and Carolina Beach. You guys can probably get out of shelter now. And then the one further inland will also be expiring now and has weakened below severe limits and no longer appears capable of producing a tornado, but gusty winds are still possible with this thunderstorm. Tornado watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then we still have a cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings, but things seem to be calming down for most places except Tampa, of course, where we currently have a tornado warning going on for the next 8 minutes. Obviously the camera still is in an area where there appears to be some gusty winds. Sorry guys, I am just currently trying to see if I can upload this. I'll just upload those later. Alright, I just got word that Orlando is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see here. It'll show up in a minute if it's true. We no longer have any tornado warnings, by the way. Yep, we currently have a tornado possible tag for a severe thunderstorm about to hit Orlando. Alright, we have a severe thunderstorm about to hit Orlando with possible tornado in 60-mile-per-hour winds. This severe thunderstorm warning is the reason why the camera for the past hour has been going so crazy. Or not for the past hour, for the past like 20 minutes. And if you are currently at Kissimmee, Orlando, maybe you're at the Disney Resort, you guys should be preparing to potentially take over, but there's to take cover, but there's no reason to yet. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Alright, at this point we will switch our focus up to the snow rather than the severe weather. So there was a snowstorm going on. It's not really nearly as heavy now, but we are still looking at a good chunk of snow for Madison and Milwaukee. If we go into MRMS radar, you can see that there is quite a bit of snow. Now let me explain what's going to be happening over the next 24 hours. So we have our low pressure system here, and this will be progressing to the east. And we will have winds wrapping around this, winds of potentially up to 50 miles per hour in some areas, and this will go up to the, obviously past the east coast. This is why we are seeing a windstorm for portions of the eastern United States, especially the further close you get to the Gulf. But this will also bring a little bit of a clipper, at this point, a clipper snowstorm as we head in through Milwaukee, into Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and into some of the northeast. And this was part of a blizzard that happened further west in areas like Denver, Sioux Falls, Lake City, many areas in the Rockies, Plains, and in the Midwest. Now I am now going to end stream.